Hello, hi there. Welcome to the IELTS by 9 show again. Today I'll be walking you through the exact strategy that I used to help a Maiduguri doctor secure a reading band 7 after failing the IELTS test twice. And also I'm going to show you how you can also use it, how you can use this secret strategy to get a band 7.5 and above in one sitting. All right, so I want you to meet Dr. Emmanuel. Now, Dr. Emmanuel actually he failed IELTS woefully in his he got a band 5 in reading before he reached out to me. And in his first attempt, he got a band 5. And after that, he reached out to me and I gave him this six strategy I'll be sharing with you today. Strategy I'll be sharing in this episode. And after implementing it, he got a reading band 7, which is the exact scores he needed for his medical exams. He's a doctor, of course. So I'm planning to go to the UK. So today, right now, Dr. Manuel is set to relocate his entire family to the UK before the end of this year. Now, I know anyone can cook up stories like this. Anybody can just say things. So I'd rather you hear it from Dr. Emmanuel himself. Okay? Yeah. So the next voice will be hearing, and the next next in the compound is Dr. Emmanuel himself.
That's interesting. So, you mean your first attempt was in 2018?
Yes, 2018.
And that was before you got the IS Avengers
That
program.
was before I got the test was August. I got the Avengers program around October that same year.
Okay, so
yes.
So that's your first test. What was your exact scores in each of the?
Okay. Okay. The only meaningful score there was speaking. That was 7.0.
Why did you say the meaningful score?
Yeah. Because when you see the score, you will know that this person doesn't even understand what is at stake. He doesn't even understand the principle behind all this. So my reading was 5.0. My reading was 5.
Oh god.
Reading was 5. Yes, reading was 5. Yeah. My writing was 6.0. And then my listening was 6.0. So I got 6.
What about the speaking?
5. The speaking was 7.
Okay, the speaking was decent.
Yes, it was 7. You understand? But the writing, the reading was, in fact, the reading was 5.0. 5.
So what did you not get in reading now? What did you get in your reading?
My reading was 7.0.
Was 7. The listening was what?
The listening was 7. The listening was 8.
Okay. Then the writing.
Yeah, from 7.5 I moved to 8.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yes, from 7.5 I moved to 8. Then the writing was 7.
Was 7. And that first attempt was 6.5.
It was 6.5.
So you moved from 6.5 to 7.
To 7, yes.
Okay.
Then the last one, which is speaking, I moved from 7 to 7.5.
Awesome.
My name is Emmanuel Ujunwa Richard. I am actually a medical doctor. Oh. I trained in University of Maiduguri, and this is just my 6-7 years post-graduation. I've been working in the Northeast. Currently, I'm in Gombe State.
Okay.
And yes, when the test came out yesterday, I said, "Wow, Triumph has done it." No, seriously, I can't imagine how I felt.
All right, welcome back. In case you don't know me, my name is Triumph. I'm Sue, and in 2018, I stumbled on an IELTS forum in Ireland where I was taught to see how IELTS was stopping so many Nigerians from securing a better future for their kids abroad. And all about the forum where people complain of how they've taken IELTS several times and with nothing to show for it after wasting lots of fortune on it but nothing to show. So yeah, among them, one of the posts I saw then was this one. This person has taken IELTS, they're taking the test, and just after taking the test, we're already budgeting another money to take the test again because he wasn't sure of his performance. And there's another person who was complaining of taking IELTS 4 times. Remember, each test cost 75,000 or so at that time. Now it's 79. I don't know the amount it is right now. You're watching this, but 4 times. This is not good. This is terrible. So also that and this is if some even this lady I was saying that she's taking it 7 times with her husband since 2015, to be struggling with height, and I was like, what was all this? Why would just one exam be causing this a lot of misery? So So that year I started I as Avengers to help busy professionals actually move from failing IELTS to getting the desired score in one sitting, even they have little or no time to study. And ever since I've directly and indirectly helped over 23,587 busy professionals with IELTS via my via this show, the Eyes by Nine show, by my programs, by my books also, and so my books are Eyes Secrets, Eyes Shotgun, the Band 8 Blueprints. Now, I think that's enough of myself. Um, I'm not sure you're here to just listen to me talk about me. I know you're here to discover how you can pass your IS in one sitting using the exact strategy that moved Dr. Emmanuel from a band 5 in reading to a band 7, even even after failing IELTS twice. Still do this. So, what's the secret strategy? Now, the secret strategy we use is actually very simple. All we have to do was take 3 simple steps correctly. And the first thing we'll help him do was to identify the number of questions in the reading test. The next for each question type, we make sure he had a proven strategy that gets him the correct answer within seconds. Then we went further to take the third step, which is to master each strategy. Now, simple as this strategy is, as simple as these 3 steps are, is what I personally used to get a band 9 in reading. And also, it's the same simple step that we used to get a Manola in 7.5. Same with the little who got a reading 8.5. Tolulope she's a registered nurse, also hoping to get to UK, and that's why she took her. So she got a reading point in her first attempt with this using these simple 3 steps. It's same system also works. So when you have something that works like something simple that works like this, you don't change it. It's adage that say you don't fix what's working. Something like that. So when was Jose Manuel's case, when we noticed he had a band 5, we resorted back to the same simple 3-step formula. So that's what we did. We just ensured it took this 3-step formula, these 3 steps correctly. So yes, you have to use the 3 steps correctly. If not, it won't give you the kind of result I've just showed you. It won't give you my kind of result. There are many wrong ways to use it. There's a right way to use it. So in this episode, I'll be showing you the right way to use it so you can share your testimony in no time. Okay. Now let's look at step 1. Step 1 is identify the number of question types in the retest. Now before we go on, let me ask you, how many question types are in the reading test? What's even a question type in the first place? What's a question type in the first place? In case you're wondering what does this question have to do with you getting a reading band 7 and above? The answer is everything, like everything. Now, one thing many people haven't realized is this: they haven't realized that the reading question they'll be asked on test is actually predictable. They're not aware of these truths. They think it's impossible, so they just go to the test hoping and praying for luck. So and it's one of the reasons why they perform poorly in the reading test. So now, if you think this is not true, I want you to try me on this. I want you to pick any question paper, any IELTS question you have, and I want you to go through it. Once you go through it, you discover that every question you will read falls into one of this category. Now, the first category is short answer question. Now, this question type is very similar to our normal school comprehension questions, where you're given a passage and thereafter you're asked questions from the passage. Now, it's designed to test your understanding of the question itself and also your understanding of the passage. Now, what this means is if you don't understand the question, you won't be able to get the right answer. You will discover the right answer inside the passage. A typical example is in front of you right now. And the next category, the next question type is labeling a diagram. Now, in this question type, you're given a diagram or a plan, and you're required to understand the diagram or the plan. Then you're requested to match the features of this diagram or plan with information on the passage. This is a typical example of a labeling a diagram question, and you only come in there are 3 types of categories of diagrams you will likely come across. You will likely come across a technical diagram of a machine or an invention, or you could give a diagram from nature. Yeah, I could give a diagram from nature. Or the third one, they could give you a design plan. one of these three categories of question of the diagrams, or you likely see on your test there. So maybe the diagram is the second question type. Now the third question type is matching headings. Now with these questions, you'll be given a list of headings, like these ones you can see here. You'll be given a list of headings. Then also you will notice that the paragraphs. You notice that the paragraphs, they are labeled alphabetically. Look at the questions. If you look at the instruction, you say is reading passage 3. Reading passage 3 has 6 sections, A to F. Understand? So it's labeled A to F. And if you look at 27 to 32 here, section A, B, C. So it's really labeled alphabetically. So you will be required to match the paragraphs, yes, with the list of headings. The list of headings here. You'll be requested to match the paragraphs with each of these headings. Now, most questions of this type, they normally have between 5 to 7 headings. This one has how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's even more. This one has 8. So yeah, we get up to 8 too. Now, mind you, there are normally more headings than the paragraphs. So let me show you that. See, we have 8 headings here, but look at the paragraphs inside. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 paragraphs, 8 headings. So that means you will end up having some headings unmatched. It's normal. Okay, it's normal to have some headings unmatched because the headings are usually more than the paragraph. Now the next question type is matching information. Now in matching information question, the paragraphs of the passages are labeled with alphabets too, and you'll be given some statements, like these statements here. You can read your statements in the passage, and then your job is to locate the paragraph where the statements are taken from. So you read the statement and you're going to look at the passage and know where did they take this thing from, where did they take this statement from. Look at the instruction, which paragraph contains the following information. Now this is a typical matching information question. And the fifth one is true, false, not given. Now this is one of the dreaded reading questions, one of the most dreaded reading questions. Like lots of people complain about this question a lot. And the reason is that it's not that the reason is this, it requires skill, and at the same time, it's one of the reading questions that requires guts. In our local parlance, we say you need mind. You need to have mind to do this question. Like, it's very tricky. You need mind to do it. It takes guts to answer this question correctly. Now, what happens is that you're required to identify an information in a passage. Then you have to say if that information is true, or if that information is not true, that is, the information is false, that it contradicts the information in the passage, or the third option, that it is not given, meaning it is not there. So the typical example is one of these. So you give an information, you have to determine if this information is true, not true, or that is if it's false, or it is not given. Then the sixth question type is summary completion. Now this is an unusual type of question, and it is usually very strange to many people. It's also responsible for many people failing the reading test. As a matter of fact, the reason is many people don't come across this kind of English question until they start preparing for IELTS. So what the IELTS examiners will do here is that they will create a summary of the passage. Then they will form gaps. They'll form gaps from the summary. They will do this by taking words out of it. Look at this. This is a summary of the passage. Now look at the instructions. Say complete the summary using the list of words. Phrases A to F. So this is the summary of the passage. Then they remove certain words. Look at this 19 here. They remove the word here. They remove the word of 20, 21, same for 22. Then sometimes they'll give you a list of words that you used to fail. So you go to the passage. You look for the word, the list of among list of words. Which one accurately fills in this gap? So if you're not given a list of passage, you just have to get the information from the passage and just fill the gap letters. All right. So depending on the instruction given, you just follow the instruction given to know where to get your answers from. So this is a typical summary completion question. Then the seventh question type is table completion. Now, this question type is one of those that come up less frequently on test day, and when it comes up, because people don't see the test often, this question often, they are taken aback, and which is understandable because you don't see it a lot. So now in this question type, you'll be given a table with gaps. and you'll be asked, like, look at this table here. Begin this table, 9, nothing is there, 10, nothing is there. You see 13, nothing is there. So you'll be given a table with gaps, and you'll be asked to complete the gaps using words or phrases from the passage. Now, sometimes instead of a table, you'll be presented with a flow chart, and the flow chart will have gaps too. You have gaps, and you're required to fill those gaps with words or phrases from the passage. So, typical example of table completion is in front of you right now. So the eighth question type is matching names. Now, in matching names, this is what happens. In the question type, you're asked to match someone's name. They'll give you a list of names, so you're required to match someone's names, someone name to a statement in the passage. So you do this using a list of words. You give you a list of words like this, and they will give you a list of statements too. All right. So you're required to read the passage, then match the names with the correct statements. Wow. Now, the next question type is sentence completion. Now, sentence completion. These questions they're like our normal fill in the gap questions, where you'll be given a number of sentences with gaps in them, and you're asked to complete the sentences with words from the reading text. Now, these questions are as much as they are vocabulary test. It's a vocabulary test as well as a reading test. So it what means that you need to be aware of power phrases and synonyms. Very, very important. A typical example is that's on your screen right now. So the third question type is multiple choice. So multiple choice question, they're very popular. They're popular with us because you should be. I think if you're familiar with it, we did this in primary school, secondary school, in our English exams. So it's a very popular question type. What we call objective in school. So for each question type, your job is just simply to just choose the correct answer from a list of possible choices. All right. So you ask a question, you give you options, as you can see here. Then you choose the option that is correct. And the 11th question type is yes, no, not given. Now, yes, not given question is very similar to true, false, not given. Some people confuse them, but they're very different. So what you're required to do here is you're required to identify an information in the passage, and you're then to see if it reflects the writer's claim or not. And also you have to tell if the information is not in the passage, then you said it is not given. The least but not the last. The last but not the least. I just said the least but not the last. Can you imagine? The 12th question type is matching sentences. Now, in this question type, you'll be given a list of incomplete sentences. Now, so this sentence, because they're incomplete, they won't have endings, and they will be given another list of possible endings. The way you're required to do is to match the incomplete sentences with the correct ending based on the information in the passage. So, like, let me use a typical example here. So, look at the question. They said the Montreal researcher deserved that. So all of them from 37 to 40 are incomplete. And you can look at the list of possible complete list of endings here. So you check the passage and look at you match it, which one is correct, which ending fits this particular question. Okay, so these are the 12 reading question type. Okay, now the thing is this: you will never see any reading question that does not belong to any of this category, any of these ones here that does not fall into any of this. And you know what? Don't take my word for it. I want you to put this to test. Pick any reading question, compare it. You can come back to this video and go through the 12 question test and I describe them. Then compare it to all of them. I bet you will find that it falls into one of this category. And you know what? That's a whole lot of good news for you. How? Now, you know what this means? It means that if you have a proven strategy for each of these question type, these 12 questions, if you have one strategy, if you have a proven strategy to get the answer in a matter of seconds, that means that you can easily charm eyes to give you your reading by 9 and they cannot resist it. They won't be able to resist it. Now, this is why step 2 is very, 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 very important, which is for each question type, have a proven strategy that gets you the correct answer within seconds. Now, I say seconds because Your reading test, you have 60 minutes to answer 40 questions. If you do your maths right, you discover that means you have 1.5 hour, not hour, sorry, 1.5 minutes, 1.5 minutes to answer each question. Now 1.5 minutes is 90 seconds, so it's 90 seconds. Now, even if you meet up with 90 seconds per question, it means that at the last minute, you'll be doing the last question. So you won't have time to go through your answers and correct any mistake you make. So even answering one question in one question in 90 minutes is not good enough. This is why I recommend 45 seconds per question, 45 seconds per question. So if you can do that, I mean you have roughly 20 or 10 minutes left to go through your answers and correct any mistakes you make, so you can get higher scores. Okay, so this is why I said it's very important to have strategies that give you the correct answer within seconds. So now take a look at the 12 question types again. You if you notice, you would have noticed what I already showed you, that you notice that they are all different. So it's very important that you don't make this mistake. You don't make the mistake of approaching all of them the same way. If you make that mistake, that's the easiest way to fail the reading test, by approaching all of them the same way, because they're not the same. They are very, very, very different. Now, each question type is obviously different, and you need to have a proven strategy for each of them. Don't make the mistake of approaching them the same way. If you ignore this advice, I'm sorry, you're putting yourself in a huge, huge risk. You're likely fail your next test and waste your your fee, registration fee. You have to come back to take testing, which is not pleasant. So this is the reason why we gave Dr. Emmanuel 12 proven strategy, one for each question type. One for each question type. Now, this is and the exact strategies I used in hypnotizing eyes to give me reading band 9. The strategies I used in getting a band 9. That I mean, I got all the answers correctly. So, and also, but we didn't stop there. What we did, we gave him real reading. We gave him access to real reading past questions to practice with. This is very important. You know what? You want to make sure you're practicing with real questions. You don't practice with questions that don't reflect the true IELTS exam. You'll be wasting your time, because either you're working with questions that are too hard, and reduce your low self-esteem, thinking you're not doing well, whereas you're doing well. You go to the exam or feeling down. Of course, the emotion which you enter the exam more matters. Or you're using questions that are too simple and make you feel that you're doing very well, whereas you're not adequately prepared for the test. So you need to practice with real questions. So now, if you want to get real questions, you want to get access to real questions at the end of the show, of course, I'll show you how to get them. Okay. So after giving Dr. Emmanuel 12 proven about 9 strategies for each of the one per question per question type, and after we gave him real questions to practice with, we then move on to the third step, which is mastering all 12 strategy. And it's so funny that this is the step where Dr. Emmanuel learned a very hard, not really very hard lesson, but he learned a hard lesson here. So you see, after giving the 12 strategy, now Dr. Emmanuel did not take this step seriously. Against my advice, he went ahead and booked a test without mastering all 12 strategies. So guess what? He ended up getting a band 6, which is not good enough for his UK plans. And so it was after he learned that, I need to really listen to the advice. I need to really master these things. After he took dressing, he went ahead and took his test again, and boom, he got a total of band 7.5 and band 7 in the reading. Okay, so you see, it's one thing to get advice, it's another thing to follow advice. This is the reason why I always select those I work with extreme care. I only work with those people whose ego is in check, those people who are ready to follow instruction, those who find it easy to follow instruction. These are people I love working with, and these people I welcome into my circle. Okay, so, and if you're that kind of a person, let me show you the 12 band 9 strategies I sent to Dr. Emmanuel. Before I do that, let me show you know what I want to show you what this can do for you. Yeah. Now, once you master this 12 strategy, this is what you'll be able to answer any reading question correctly in less than 45 seconds. Yeah, once you master it. And also you'll be able to identify where the correct answers are in the passage, where they are in the passage. You'll be able to find them easily. Yes. And you'll be wasting time reading the long passages. This is one of the reasons why people fail the test. They waste time going through the passage over and over again. But this will be you want to master these 12 strategies, okay? And the third thing to do for you is that you will know how to avoid the time-wasting traps that IS placed in the reading questions. This means you will never fall for their tricks again, and that translates to no more wasting of another fee on the exam, which is currently 79,000. I don't know how much it is now. By the time you're watching this video, I don't know how much it is, but it will save you from wasting another money on the test. And lastly, with these 12 strategies, you'll be able to get a perfect by 9, just like me. Yes. Yeah, and even if you don't get a banner like me, okay, let's say that's too high, that's too far-fetched, you definitely hit a band 7, like Dr. Emmanuel, because he got a band 5 before he used them. So if someone who got a band 5 can lift a band 7, how much more you should be able to do that now, of course. So yeah, he got a band 5, even from band 5 he moved to band 7 by practicing it. So with this strategy you should be able to do that. And it's not just him, Amalala to got to 7.5. She had a band 6 before we met, and she applied, she used to practice them, and she got a band 7, what she needed for her relocation. Even Edith too. Edith is a banker. Bankers who don't have time to for themselves, let alone study for IELTS. And she followed these strategies, and she got a reading band 8.5 in her first attempt. So as you can see, these 12 strategies, they work wonders. They work wonders only if you practice and master them, and they practice it to master. Unless if they are these people won't be getting their scores. They won't be getting their scores. So you just have to take them seriously. So with that said, let me just show you the 12 strategies. I'm going to list them, the 12 of them here for you. One is the first one is how to get short answer questions in less than 45 seconds without reading the long passages. And 2 is how to get labeling the diagram questions, how to get the answers in less than 45 seconds, even if the diagram is strange and very confusing. The third one is secrets to getting matching headings in less than 45 seconds without getting lost in the passage. The fourth is how to avoid the time-wasting loopholes in matching information question, and how to get their correct answer in less than 45 seconds. The fifth one is how to end your true false not given frustrations, and also how to get their correct answers without wasting time. Then 6 is how to get summary completion questions in less than 45 seconds, even if it looks like the answer isn't there. 7th is secrets to getting table completion questions correctly in less than 45 seconds. And 8th is how to get matching names questions without wasting time reading the confusing passages. 9 is how to get sentence completion questions in less than 45 seconds. 10, secrets to getting multiple choice questions easily, even if the options look alike and the answers are very deep in the passages. And 11, how to end your not given questions after the frustrations you find in this question, and how to get the correct answers even if it feels like the answer is not there, like you can't really find the answer. How do you get how do you end that frustration and get the answer easily? That's what to tackle. That's the 11th strategy that I shared with them. And the 12th strategy is matching sentence question by 9 secret. So now these are the 12 strategies I taught Dr. Malo and lead from band 5 to band 7. The same 12 strategies I taught Joy. Joy got a band 7. She's a cardinal nurse. And she got a band 7 in her first attempt. It's the same strategy I shared with Reva. Reva is a nurse too, registered nurse, and she got a reading band 8. Same with Tolutope, who's also a registered nurse, and she got a reading band 8.5 in her first attempt using these 12 strategies. So now if you want to get your hand on these 12 strategies, because probably you're struggling with reading right now, you're struggling with the entire IELTS exam, and you're feeling like I'm tired, like I'm really tired, I'm tired of this scale of the exam, I'm tired of being frustrated. You feel like you fail the exam once, twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Someone messaged me one time that she has failed the exam 10 times, and I'm like, wow, goodness me. If you're like that and you're feeling like there's no hope for you, and you're just wishing there was a way you could end your IELTS worries once and for all. You're wishing there's a way you could just be free from IELTS so that you can go ahead and take your medical exam, possibly you're a doctor or you're a registered nurse or you're a medical, or you want to practice in the UK and you're wishing, I would just get my desired score band 7 by 7.5 and just so I can take a medical exam. Or you hate the fact that your colleagues are taking the medical exam, they pass their eyes, they're taking the medical exam, and you're just there. Or it's Canada that's your dream, want to get a better future for your family there, but you're stuck with because of IELTS. You have everything sorted, but because of IELTS, you can't really go further with your relocation plan, and you're wishing was that I wish there was a way. Probably you've tried materials, you tried people, you tried coaches, you tried trainers, they promised you heaven and earth, but you keep failing your test, or you're wishing you could just get past your IELTS so that you can go and you can get your study visa. Probably you've gotten admission already, but IELTS will just IELTS stop you from getting your study visa. If all this sound like if any of this sound like you, if IELTS right now is making you feel stuck in life, and you're probably unhappy about your situation because you need a band 7.5 and above to go forward right now. Now, below this video, you will find you'll see a button that gives you access to these strategies and more. Yeah, it takes you to my secret system that gets you a band 7.5 and above in one sitting, even if you have little or no time to study because of your job. Now, is this system that I used to get Dr. Emmanuel listening 8, reading 7, writing 7, and speaking 7.5. Omolola to this is we used to get her listening 8, reading 7.5, writing 7, and speaking 7.5. Also, okay, to okay, okay, swore not to take any exam since 2015. She actually been avoiding exams and avoiding I since for over 6 years. But she eventually just okay. She took this. She went through the system and boom, she got a list in 9, reading 7.5, writing 7.5, and speaking 7.5 in her first attempt. Same with Tolulope. Registered nurse who is now set to relocate to the UK because she used the system and she got a 7.5, reading 8.5, writing 7.0, and speaking 7. These are people, this is a barely half time. They're always on shift, working round the clock. Ah, God. Oh, anyway, thank God I'm not a nurse. Anyways, same with Aurora. She got listed 7.5, reading 8, writing 7, and speaking 7. Yeah, she's also a nurse too, thanks to this system and the trade strategies which you also find in this system. Also, 82, this is a banker. She got a listing 8.5, reading 8.5, writing 7, speaking 7.5. Yeah, she just approached me like, I really don't have time. I barely have time for myself to study for eyes, but we have this husband and I we have this desire to relocate. How do you help us conquer it? And introduce us to the system. Take advantage of it. Go ahead. And boom, in her first attempt, despite not having time to study, she got a listen 8.5, reading 8.5, writing 7, and speaking 7.5. So even some people have used the system and they passed they usually they've tried other tutors, they tried materials, they bought like okay, taking the IS 3 times with several, like you studied 7, you was studying there but nothing. So when she came across, I think we met on Facebook. Yeah, we went to Facebook and she took advantage of this secret system and she passed her, she got a 7.5 in her very next attempt. Okay, so yeah, so I recommend you click on the button below. So I recommend you click the button below too, or it will link a button below above this video. Click on it so that you can take advantage of this secret system today. So that you can also you get the 12 strategies I in depth here. You get to understand it step by step among each of the strategy. You also get proven strategies for listening, writing, and speaking too. So click the button below to get instant access. If you're watching this on YouTube, check the description. You'll see the link in the description. Click on it to get it. If you're watching it on our website, on Facebook, anywhere you're watching it, there should be a button or a link below above this video that takes you to this secret system. All right, so click on it. Let's end your IELTS worries. All right, so if you have any question, you can use the comment section to ask a question in the comment section and get in touch with you. But if you would like to talk with me, if you would like to reach me personally, you can contact my assistant on WhatsApp. My number is +234 08 111 2019 67. I'm going to go over that again. +234 811 2019 67. Or you can just use the comment section below and yeah, post your question, whatever you want to let me know, post it there, and we'll get back to you. Okay, so that's it for this episode of the IELTS Band 9 show. All right, so I remain Transue. See you in the next episode. Peace.